Kono Katachi, or in English, A Silent Voice, has been one of my favorites for years now. I've both read and I've watched it, and I believe it is one of the best animated films I've ever seen. I always believe reading the source material is the best way to consume any media. It's the way the author originally intended us to, but I think the movie does things that the manga never could. Let's start off with the premise of the movie. First, it's a movie about a bully who's all grown up and is now depressed, a lot because of the actions he undertook when he was younger. There's also a girl who is deaf and communicates through sign language. The film really captures that certain magic and awkwardness that the manga just can't get through. It's really significant in the film, as in the manga it's only a little bit. I feel like right from the jump I was really invested in these characters. I never really have seen a show or read a manga like this up until, I started reading it. I quite enjoyed a different change of pace compared to the likes of, Attack on Titan and Naruto. The movie explores themes of redemption, forgiveness, and empathy in a really profound and sensitive manner. It really delves into the consequences of being a bully and the real struggles that some people have with communication. It also dives into the complexity of really deep human relationships. One thing A Silent Voice does really well is that it has at least one character that everyone can relate with. Whether it be Shoya, Shoko, Yuzuru, Naoka, or Shoya's mom, the incredible sad and somber tone is mixed with this really hopeful and beautiful world that lies ahead. It's such a great mix of elements that I think the author does really well. When I saw Shoya's calendar was ripped off because he was planning to unalive himself in game, it hit so hard. You can really see the courage that Shoya tries to muster throughout the film. He tries to better himself and tries to get Shoko to forgive him. What he doesn't realize is that he needs to forgive himself the most. The X over everyone's head is just a great symbol of Xing people out of his life and not letting himself live. As he grew up, Shoya became really isolated. After being blamed by his classmates for his role in actually bullying Shoko, Shoya became isolated and struggled with feelings of guilt and loneliness. This period of isolation marks a huge turning point in his life, and it sets him on a path towards redemption. He just really wanted to be popular among his friends and well-liked. He wanted attention, and he wanted to be loved, like we all do. I really love the character of Yuzuru especially, how she kind of helps connect Shoya and Shoko. The relationship that she and Shoya has is so cool to see play out, all the way from the beginning of the story up until the end. Another character I really love is Shoya's mom, Miyako. She demonstrates a deep understanding of her son's struggles and inner turmoil. Her empathetic nature really allows herself to connect with him on a really good level, providing a safe space for him to express himself. Despite facing her own challenges, such as being a single parent and dealing with financial difficulties, Shoya's mom remains so resilient. Her strength in the face of adversity is admirable and serves as a source of inspiration. But at the end of the day, I think I love her because she constantly shows love towards her son. She supports her son even during his most difficult times. Her unconditional love is evident through her actions and her words, and it can be very touching. Throughout the journey of the film, no scene hits harder than the balcony scene. In this moment, all Shoya can do is yell and realize that Shoko was suffering just as much as he was. He thankfully gets there just in time. A giant theme that goes on throughout the entire story is the action of redemption and growth. Throughout the story, the characters undergo so many significant personal struggles, and they try to grow and seek redemption for their past mistakes, whether this be the main cast or some of the background characters as well. The story illustrates the potential for positive change and the journey towards self-improvement. This highlights the importance of confronting one's flaws and striving to become an overall better person, even if it means accepting that you as a person have also changed. Another thing that I believe hits so much harder in the movie is watching with the original intention of the Japanese voices. There's this importance of communication, both verbal and nonverbal. It's really emphasized throughout the entire narrative. Characters struggle with expressing themselves and really understanding each other. This leads to misunderstandings and conflicts that they must learn to overcome. Shoko has misunderstandings sometimes because she can't directly hear what the other person's saying. This mainly happens at the bridge scene, where a cinematic moment occurs between Shoya and Shoko as they stand on the bridge. They both confront their past traumas and fears. This scene symbolizes their journey toward reconciliation and acceptance, as well as their commitment to moving forward together. Overall, I really love this film, and I recommend you guys go and give it a watch if you already haven't. If you're wondering how the author actually came up with this idea, it's actually due to his mother's work as a sign language interpreter, so I found that pretty interesting. I find it best watching either by yourself or with a partner, as the story is a bit sad. Oima Yoshitoki, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, has created an amazing story that I hope you all can enjoy. I love this film, and I hope you do too. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.